Hello, and we're back to another review on Let's Talk Whisky. A wee week off there, I wasn't too well, lost my full sense of smell and taste, very under the weather, but I'm on the mend. I'm still a little bit bunged up, but I'm starting to get my smell back, so I still thought let's try and get a video out this week of a bottle that I bought last week. So what I've got here, it's not a Scotch, it's something a little bit different. We went to Japan. Well, I've not went to Japan, I've order this bottle online in auction and I'll get to the price point in a minute. But first of all, we'll get it opened, another uncorking on the channel, and we'll get it in the glass. So this is a Japanese whiskey. This is Nikka Pure Malt. Oh, it's a twist. So no pop. There we go. So I'll pour it in the glass. So Japanese whiskey, I don't know too much about, but when I was out a couple of weeks ago for my birthday, ended up in Edinburgh and I tried I think it was a Nikka coffee grain, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was something quite different. Straight away, I'm thrown off by the twist cap. It's something I didn't expect, something really different. But I was online, I was on the auction, and the auction was finishing the following day, and I just put a couple of bids in on some Japanese whiskey. Again, I don't know much about it, but I just thought I need to try and get one and put it in the collection. So what I found here was this Nikka Pure Malt. When I've been trying to look up some kind of things about it, I'm struggling to find a lot of information. What it seems to be is they've either rebranded, there's a darker label of the pure malt and there's a lighter label of the pure malt. They seem to be the exact same makeup, just a different, I think just a rebrand more than anything. But this is a pure malt from two distilleries. One of the distilleries is Yoichi, another one I can't remember what it's called, Mayokiji or something, I can't recall. But it's a blend. But the pure malt does just mean a blended malt in the Japanese regulations, is what I'm led to believe. I'm hoping I'm not getting this all wrong. As I say, Japanese whiskey isn't my main thing. This is being bottled in honour of Masataka Takasturu, who more or less rejuvenated the Japanese whiskey culture. From Nikka, he came to Scotland, learned the trade. He went to lots of different distilleries. I actually think he married someone from Scotland, and he was down at the time when there was a distillery in Campbelltown called, uh, well, related to Springbank, shall we say, the unpeated version of Springbank. He was down there and learned his trade, and just he took it back to Japan and in his distilleries from what Nikka has been able to do and grow that full whiskey world out there has been fantastic. Nikka does have a big distillery or a distillery name in Scotland of Ben Nevis, and previously Ben Nevis, Nikka used to make 80% of the new make spirit from Ben Nevis would get sent to Japan, but with the new regulations in place, they can't call it whiskey, or they have to kind of call it something different because they've got these new regulations which kind of govern how the Scotch whisky regulations are, which make it very difficult to do different things. So this is a pure malt. It's a cool looking bottle. It's 43%. It's filtered. It's also colour added to it as well. What I've been able to find out, Nikka's been around for 90 years, in the sense of 1934, I think, is when Yoichi came around, or Nikka started with all these distilleries. On the back, it doesn't really tell me much. It's just in kind of homage to Mr. Takasturu, and this is the guy that they're saying is the first Japanese who mastered whiskey making in Scotland, pursuing his own idea and bringing it back to Japan. It's got nothing in the sense of, I don't know what grains are used, if it is still barley and the processes. I think one of the distilleries uses a coffee still, and that's why they have to call it pure malt. I don't really know about these kind of regulations of Japanese whiskey. The bottle shape in itself is grown on me. I quite like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's just a twist cap. It's just different. But enough chat. This might not be the longest video in the world, but I'm going to get in, get this on the nose, and get it on the palate, and just kind of get engaged with my first ever bottle of Japanese whiskey. So let's see, we'll give it a wee swirl in the glass, see if we get anything on the legs from it. Again, 43%. I'm not expecting far too much from it. It's light, that that it's beading slightly. It's a kind of golden amber, just off copper colour, but I think that's saying I've been able to see there's a little bit of colour being added to this. The legs are coming down, not extremely slow, but not extremely fast. but that'll be due to the filtration being used here. So we'll get it on the nose, see how my nose and my taste buds have, if they've came back. So very unexpected on the, that's very forefront with like a sugar dust, a kind of strawberry sugar dust. Very fruity, very tropical fruits, kind of Japanese flowers. But the sweetness is like a powder. If you've ever had a powdered milkshake before and you put it in and you would mix it with milk, it's got that kind of sweet powder note to it. I say it's kind of flowery, and I don't know if I'm just going to the kind of Japanese garden with Japanese flowers, but it's kind of got that floral note there. It's super light and it's super fruity, very, very fruit led, kind of slight honeycomb or honeysuckle melon as well. That's got a great nose to it. Yeah, very, very fresh and just got that kind of well balanced sweetness, not an overly powered sweetness. You've got the kind of fruit sweetness on top of the kind of powdered sugar sweetness and that like soft strawberry note I was getting there. Then coming through with your kind of flowers or rose petals and things along that line. I could sit and nose that for a while for sure. I'm kind of looking forward now to see what this actually tastes like. So we'll get this on the palate. So slange everyone. Nice in the palate. Still stays quite floral. Slightly syrupy, but nothing over the top. The that kind of honeysuckle melon is staying there, so the nose is kind of complementing what the flavours are. What I'm smelling is what I'm tasting. This is a kind of tropical fruit floral jam. This is nice. Again, it's nothing. It's I would need to get another Japanese whiskey now to compare it. This is a pure malt. I don't know what a single malt is, if that's what they have over there as well. I would need to kind of see this. But for my first real kind of involvement with Japanese whiskey, I like this. I We'll get on to the price. I said I'll talk about the price. Auction website, found this, I put a bid in for £30. Then I woke up the next day with an email saying I'd won. So I paid £30 for this plus my postage and packaging and your fees and your insurances and so forth. I think it was like £50 all in. So I paid £50, but 30 for the bottle and everything on top. I'm quite happy with that. Again, I don't really know how much it's worth in general. This is the Nikka, there's no kind of, there is wee numbers at the bottom, but I don't know how that declares if it was bottled in 2022 or 2020. I'm not too sure. But I like it. For 43% as well, it doesn't just disappear. Would I add water? No, I don't think it needs water at all. It's not got an alcohol hit. It's not got a kind of burner sharpness. It's light. This is summer. Again, we're coming into summer. This is a light dram to go for. But it's still got a complexity to it. I love the nose. And again, I don't know if I'm putting my own thoughts in my head of being Japanese, but there is floral notes there. I'm just thinking Japanese garden. Honeysuckle melon, can't get away from that. There's the softer fruits. There's a slight like little back note there. It was a slight vegetable note, kind of earthy, soft vegetable note like a green pepper, but it's very light. Everything else is a forefront. It's like a high end salad you would get sometimes in restaurants when they put the nice wee flowers on it and good vegetables and so forth and a drizzle or something. It's just got a lot going on for something for simplistic ingredients, and I really like it. Be good to find out more about this. If you know a lot about this, if you've had this before, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below as well. But I'm going to go and finish this. I need to spend more time with it, and I don't think this bottle will last too long. I know I'll be sharing it out as well if people want to try it because first impression of Japanese whiskey, this is good. I'm enjoying it. good bottle, good labelling. Don't like the twisty cap, but hey, the liquid inside is magic. So I'm going to go and sit back. I'm going to go and enjoy this. I'm on the mend, and hopefully this whiskey will kind of cure me now of everything. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Enjoy me next week, and let's talk whiskey. Thanks.